Going green is a phrase that you hear often, and it means different things to different people. It could be planting more trees, or having a garden, or recycling and reusing instead of buying new.
It could also mean reducing pollution by biking or reducing energy consumption using renewable resources, and the list goes on. In today's show, we highlight some interesting ways that people in Ohio are looking at environmental topics.
First up, some Capital University students are creating maps to address environmental concerns in the area, and green is not the only color on the map.
That definitely sounds interesting. We head over there now to learn more about that project.
The word green, I think it has become so synonymous with the environment that it also just sort of means trees and grass. And we don't think about it. This project is called Kaleidoscopic Columbus, and it's a spin-off of a textbook that I used in my environmental philosophy class, Prismatic Ecology. And the idea behind it is that traditionally when we think of the environment, we associate it with the color green. And that sort of association has saturated the environmental movement in such a way that we've watered down the diversity and complexity of what the natural world is and requires of us. What we did with the text in the class was read through different colorful interpretations of the environment and what those colors might betoken or draw our attention to as problems or positives in the environment. And so what I had the students do after we read the book was take a map of Columbus and think about where problems existed, where potential bright spots existed, and then color code their map using their own choice of colors, their own array of interpretations to draw attention to the rich environmental urgency of the Columbus metropolitan area.
I started my research more from a philosophical lens of trying to match a color to what it evoked in me. And then I kind of added that to the environmental aspect after. So I would start with a color. Let's pick brown, for instance. Brown is not the most pretty color. It's not really something we want to see every day, but it's still important. If you think about trees, obviously kind of the green comes to mind, but then the bark is brown, the roots are brown, and those are also just as important as the green. So I kind of took that philosophical interpretation and mapped it onto Columbus specifically for this project. So what I found was brown kind of evokes a sense of hiddenness, something we don't want to look at, something we purposely ignore. So I mapped that onto things like homeless camps, things like abandoned buildings, things that we don't want to see, we know it's there, but we pretend it's not. So visiting these brown places, as I kind of termed them in my map, was definitely something interesting because the whole purpose of the color brown was to ignore it. I think those kind of places are definitely ones that you drive by and you, oh my goodness, look at that, and then you drive right on by. But kind of purposely looking for those places really made me think of, one, how fortunate I am, and two, how much more we could be doing for those kind of environments.
I liked to focus on, in my map, waste injection wells. It's the byproduct from the process of fracking for oil and natural gas, and the excess fluid that they take from that, they kind of pump it right back into the ground, and oftentimes that can leach into water sources and have really negative effects on the environment. It's actually really hard to find that information about where these wells are because the companies don't really like for people to, they don't want to put it out there that, hey, you live right next to a waste injection well. But there's a national database that logs retired wells, current fracking wells, and then waste injection wells. And so I had to, one by one, find the address for them in the Franklin County area and then mark them on my map, and I chose to use red because it's a really strong color.
I did red for some of the more dangerous areas, what we would consider dangerous areas in town, just because it's more seen as like the danger color. And I think that's a real issue because these are the areas that really need cleaned up the most. There's a lot of pollution and just really poor poor environmental structure there.
I think some of the bright spots came from trying to figure out environmentally how to encourage people to think differently about the colors. And so when people walk through and look at the different legends, several students might have used the color red, but they would have used it for something completely different. So you get red across the maps and they don't mean the same thing. And so that then you start to see the overlays of problems and positives and potential, which I think is something that we don't spend enough time on environmentally, thinking about the potential that we have to re-envision what Columbus could be.
I think the most important part of the project for me was probably just researching the backgrounds of things, like things I enjoyed doing and seeing, oh, maybe there is this negative piece that comes with it that I'm not getting out of it. Like Easton was somewhere I highlighted on my map. It's so like blank and fresh and white, so that's why I have a white spot on my map. It's kind of this fresh like slate. We talked about when we were reading one of our books that, you know, freshness of like snow, like falling, you have that white crispness on the ground, and that's kind of what Easton resembled to me. But also the pink splatter adds that there's all these issues around it, even with parking lots and things like that. You know, you can see like the runoff water and like the chemicals that are sitting in that water and then seeping in the grounds elsewhere around, and the construction that's constantly happening around Easton, I think definitely shows some of those negative pieces that are kind of hidden from all the freshness.
And another color that I chose was black for the freeways, because black is typically associated with death, and there's a lot of death that occurs on the freeways, whether that be from accidents or just debris from accidents that get into the environment and end up harming and killing animals.
Every community has these, and anybody could pick up a map and start thinking about and asking questions about where are the environmental harms in my community? How do I color code them so we're not just doing green movement stuff? We need to do green movement stuff, plant trees, but we also need to do a variety of colors in our environmental thinking so that we have the kind of clarity we need to be as successful as we can be, and every community can do this. I hope my students come away from a project like this knowing that they can affect change, that it's not just about reading books in class, that these assignments can have a life beyond the classroom.
There's lots of things that we don't recognize that are a part of our community, but still affect us whether we know it or not.
I definitely do look at the word green differently. It's not like how we're always told, like, green is good, you're being eco-friendly. Like, there's a lot of layers to it.
I don't like the word green anymore. The word green, like I kind of said before, has been plastered on everything environmental. So much so that at the end of our course, it didn't necessarily become a negative word, but it became kind of a roll your eyes kind of word. It was an easy way out to describe the environment. So I think moving away from the word green to describe everything is probably a good thing. If nothing else, using different words to explain the environment just gives different perspectives, which is also important to understanding how we can better affect our surroundings.
Preserving old buildings and finding new uses for them is another way communities address environmental concerns. Columbus has many examples: gas stations being turned into grocery stores or firehouses converted into restaurants. Any cool examples come to your mind, Javier?
I love what they did with the trolley barn, turned it into the East Market on the east side of Columbus.
That's a really good example, sure. Other communities around Ohio are also rethinking old spaces. And in our next story, a family has converted an old grain elevator into a buy local store.
Producer George Levert visited the Homestead store in New Hampshire, Ohio to get that story.
The building originally was a grain elevator. It was built in the late 1800s, so it's well over 100 years old. It's been standing for a long time. And it was an operating elevator until about 30 years ago. It had to shut down. The family, the Swartz family that had it for many, many years, they grew older and couldn't handle it anymore, shut it down and sold it to my family. And eventually we brought our store in here.
So it's a building, you indicated your grandmother your mother and you,
Yes.
and now
And my two daughters.
2 daughters.
We are real happy to serve the people in the community and many people that pass by on Route 33.
You think we can go inside and see the rest of this magnificent building from the inside?
I would love for you to, and to meet my mother, who
Okay.
began the whole business. George, I'd like you to meet my mother, Marita Whitaker.
Marita, how are you?
Oh,
So
I'm
pleased
just
to meet
fine.
you.
Thank
so pleased
you.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Give me a little history on the homestead store.
Well, we started in June of 1983, but we're still going. It's still all family run. We get a lot of help from my daughter Donna's daughters, and her boys helping with the farm, selling some of the produce in here.
So the brainchild, what made you think of this? What made you think this might be a good?
My mother's health. She had some poor health, and we lived in Washington, D.C. at the time, and the only health food store that we could find was clear over in Virginia. We had to go a long ways to find healthy things for her. That's kind of why we wanted to start a health food store. We wanted to help other people. We're not just a strict health food store. As you can see, we've got candy in here. Then we have like essential oils, vitamin supplements. Some of those have been a little bit hard to get and keep on hand in recent years, but we're working to keep that on hand. And then we have food. We have local maple syrup, local honey, and whatever the people are looking for, canning supplies, we try to get it for them.
So a lot of the products you sell are produced by Ohio farmers. It's a big deal to be local as possible.
As possible, yes. And the beef in here is from our farm, so that's obviously local, and no hormones or antibiotics and no grain. We get it butchered at a local butcher shop, and then we can bring it in here because it's inspected and sell it.
So Marita, I know that this is a family business, so I know there's a lot of history here
Yes.
for you guys. Do you have any photos or any pictures that we might see that could share some of that history?
Yes, we do. This one's probably the oldest photo we've got of the building, and not even sure what year it is, but no pavements.
Right, I see that. See that.
It's just a dirt
Kind of
road
in its
out
early
here.
stages then, yeah.
Yes. In the mid-90s, we bought the elevator because we were off the main road back at the farm. We used to go to farmers markets. We used to have a trailer that our oldest son built that we would go to craft shows and fairs. And then we started here with our store downstairs in a much smaller space, and then eventually moved up here. It's working out very well for all of us, yes.
Marita, talk to me about the space that we're in. This is a unique space we're in. It's not just like a regular store.
No.
How cool is that to work here?
Oh, it's quite a privilege. It's something that especially the men come in and they want to know the history of how it was built, and the women, they're shopping, you know. And so we feel it's a privilege to introduce them to something unique and different, and hope that we can continue to do that.
You too, thank you.
So when you came in, you kind of said, we're just going to leave it, these are wood floors, this is wood on the side walls. We're just going to leave it like this. This adds a lot of character
It does,
to your
yes.
space.
Right. But it'll never be a grain elevator again, I
Right.
can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
We destroyed enough of the capability for that to happen, but we think we're making a good use of it, and we want to continue to do that.
You mentioned something about the grain that used to come out in here in the ceiling.
Yes.
What is that?
You can see the chutes up above that we left in existence. These are some of the bins
Okay.
that would hold the grain. And on either end here, there were big double doors where they would bring the wagons in. If they were unloading, Down here where you see the newer wood, these were
Yeah.
grates.
Okay.
And they would dump the grain down in there, and then augers would take it up into the different bins. But if they were coming in to buy grain, then they would release it with these chutes into the wagons.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Like I was telling your mom, very interesting building, very
Yes.
unique building. to
A
have.
lot of history
So it
to it,
is. It
yes.
is. What is the future of the Homestead store?
Well, I'm hoping that it will go on generationally because I think there's a need for what we have here for people, that it'll just keep growing and benefit family and the community and the world at large, actually.
Redesigning spaces for mixed uses is another great answer to environmental concerns. In our next story, the community goes one step above. Or should I say one level, Charlene?
Yes, you should. Not only is the top level of a parking garage at The Ohio State University being reused, it's also a functioning greenhouse.
That is a unique idea. We visited the Biological Sciences Greenhouse on top of the 12th Avenue parking garage to see it for ourselves.
Emily and David, it's wonderful to see you both today. And I want to start by asking, where are we right now?
We are currently on the medical campus at OSU, and we are on the 7th floor of the 12th Avenue parking garage, which is the original visitor parking for the hospital, or the main hospital.
It's got to be a surprise that this is even up here sometimes when people come through.
For sure. Not many people know we're up here, and a lot of people have walked either up and down 12th Avenue or John Herrick Drive and totally missed us way up here in the top. So it is definitely a hidden gem.
What is both of your relationship with this space? What kind of work are you doing here?
We do outreach. So we have people from the community that come in and view the facility, anywhere from like preschool, daycares, all the way through like elder hostel groups. Second, we do some research up here as well. So we have some greenhouses that have research in them right now, as well as some growth chambers. And then third, we are a living laboratory for a lot of our classes here at OSU. Anything from art classes to biology classes, ecology classes, they come up here and use the facility to supplement their learning. Anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 students would end up coming up and using the facility.
So how long has this been here? In this space, I guess.
Well, the greenhouses have been on top of the parking garage since 1993. Originally, they were down on street level behind what was the old Botany and Zoology building. But as they built the James Cancer Center, they started blocking sunlight, and plants need sunlight to grow. So
Yeah.
their solution was to add 3 levels to the parking garage and put us up on top.
Ohio State has had greenhouses for a really long time. I don't know if a lot of people know that.
OSU is a land-grant university, so our mission is based around agriculture, and greenhouses are a big part of that story. But we are set up a little more for education. So like in our cactus and succulent room, we got everything separated by species. So you get to go through and see all the aloes or all the agaves all at one time, or for educational purposes, as opposed to just ornamental purposes, which is typical conservatories.
Wow, it really opens up in here. This is incredible. Oh my gosh. Whoa.
We got a variety of interesting plants in this space. One of the plants we're kind of known for is the Amorphophallus titanum, also known as the corpse plant or the stink flower. It's the world's largest flower.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how stinky is it? 10 being stinky.
It's like an 11. It's bad. It really smells foul.
Well, I see we have orchids, bird of paradise. What else do we have to show folks?
Well, we have a nice collection of economic plants on the other side of the conservatory if you want to check those out.
Let's do it.
Let's take a look.
This plant right here, this is a coffee tree. Usually, at least once a year, it'll flower and produce fruit. And as the fruit ripens, it turns a nice red color. And inside are the seeds. But it's hard for a lot of kids to correlate the fact that those seeds are actually what we call coffee beans. So to be able to see them, literally attached to the tree and take them off and kind of examine them in their hands is something that a lot of kids find kind of neat.
That's like a really good thing that you all are doing with connecting the dots there. But this tree is beautiful. Can you tell me a little bit about this center stage tree? What's
this
the story?
Is probably our largest tree in the collection, our largest plant in the collection. The ceilings are roughly 35 feet in that neighborhood, so you can tell it's pretty big. And it's been on campus a little over 100 years. We actually have some photos of when they built the greenhouse, of them craning it up over the sidewalls and then putting the roof on after. And it's a cycad, which is one of the things that we also collect several species of. Again, it could be something useful for repopulating an extinct species.
Thinking about the world and maintaining a lot of the ecological systems, there's like a really interesting role that greenhouses can play that maybe people might not know about.
Yeah, we're essentially like a zoo for plants, It's preservation of genetics in a sense.
What would be one thing that you would hope students and people visiting would take away from this space?
Just the overall diversity that the plant world has. All these plants, they reproduce in some form or the other, whether it be through spores or fruits or cones or that sort of thing. But to have all those different examples in a small area, like some of the elementary school kids that come up and be like, my grandma has that plant, so there's some recognition behind it outside of our walls.
Yeah, for me, I really appreciate the students having live samples of specimens and looking at different plant characteristics as opposed to looking at them on a PowerPoint presentation. I think they're going to walk away with, better experience.
What you're looking at here is one of the newest pictures in the Columbus Library collection, and it was a surprise to me when I found it because this is an angle that I haven't seen for a long time. This is the completed Hartman mansion on East Town and South Washington Streets. It is called the White Marble Palace for many years. It was completed, what you're seeing here was completed around the turn of the 20th century. Now, Dr. Hartman was making lots of money through the Peruna elixir tonic that cured everything. So whatever ailed you, Peruna would be prescribed, and he was selling it $1 a bottle, which I haven't recalculated inflation numbers today, but that's like $60, $70 a bottle. And you would drink it and you would be cured. It was later found out that it was 28 to 30% alcohol, so of course you thought you were cured. They really didn't do a lot to the house until 1899. Dr. Hartman was about 70 at the time, and he was a superstitious man, and there was this German superstition that if you build a mansion late in life, death will find you sooner rather than later. So what he did was he bought the house next door and the lot next door, and instead of building a mansion with all his wealth that he had, he decided to add on, keep the shell of the existing house and pretty much build a mansion around it. And that's what you're seeing in this picture. It was the most expensive house in Columbus at the time. It was $100,000. The Hartmans lived in this lavish marble mansion, but not the whole year. In the winters, they had a private apartment in the Hartman Hotel building, which is just a few blocks away. So in the winters, the Hartman mansion was closed down and nobody lived in it. Unfortunately, it was demolished in 1963. However, this building is still in Columbus in different pieces. So when it was being demolished, all the people in Columbus, came to Town Street and got little pieces of marble that they brought back to their backyards. And some of them, if they got a lot of marble, they built things in their homes and everything else. So I would like to think that the Hartman Mansion is still in Columbus, even though you can't find it anywhere on a street, but that's the Hartman Mansion.
Thanks for being with us. And remember, you can catch all of our episodes on YouTube or columbusneighborhoods.org.
Plus, see our stories on the WOSU mobile app. And you can follow us on social media. We'll see you back here next week on Columbus Neighborhoods.
I get